189. That's the data we have from Rashid Tanko Computer. I'll come back to the studio. Salam, you had the floor before we went on that brief break. You were just making a point. You must be scared because these are figures trickling in, and it appears that the NDC is leading.
What's the source?
This is from the NDC strong room.
Believing computer is like trusting that the devil has repented.
I see.
Yes. I don't see computer's credibility that his figures would be authoritative enough for me to accept. We also have collation.
And what are the figures telling you based on your collations?
I would wait till we are done with our collation, then we can interrogate the numbers. And the EC as well, there are official sources that we can work with, but not the NDC's collated figures. No, I cannot work with that. I mean, I have been around for a while, and I know the operatives. I know what computer is capable of doing. So I would not, you know, take hook, line, and sinker their numbers. Be it as it may, I have mentioned to you already, even the people staying away alone can be a protest to government. And this election, this particular by-election, if you go to the ground and have conversations with the people, the responses you elicit, the views, the remarks are quite telling. And I have told you already, of course, nobody here can behave as though we don't know that this is a heavily NDC-inclined constituency. But when they begin to talk to you and tell you that we think that the NDC has taken us for granted, then it means a lot. Also, the whole construct we have witnessed over the period, Baba Jamal winning the primaries and the majority in parliament trying to comatose it, and as if the establishment from the Jubilee House also opposed to it, and the grandstanding between party and government, you know, all playing out. You can see a myriad of issues mixed together. But in all of it, I am consoled by the people who talk to us in confidence that, look, every by-election, government does something for the people. But in our case, we are neglected. We are not taken seriously. We are taken for granted. So if the people do not turn out, you know, on the day, it is also a form of protest to government. Because if the turnout were high, it would have been said that because the government is doing well. But today, I am not sure that that can be the narrative. The people cannot be enjoying, the people cannot be happy and refuse to come and vote for the party that is making the happy.
We heard from Tanko just give us various reasons as to why the turnout may be low, but I'll come back to you.
I am fasting. I'm a Muslim.
Let me
I am fasting. I've been going there to campaign.
You think
today, I'm still fasting. I still hold my fast.
Osman Ayariga, you're fasting as well, but you've been on the ground. You've been on the ground.
He's also fasting.
Yes, you've been on the ground. Your analysis of the figures trickling in, we're just hearing from Rashid Tanko Computer, and he tells us that the NDC is leading based on the initial data they have.
Yes, I am not surprised, and I already stated and I continue to state that even if the turnout is 1% of the total register, out of that 1%, the NDC is going to make not less than 60% of that 1% of the total turnout. Now, for the issues of voter turnout, especially when it has to do with by-elections, I believe we all have been able to monitor by-elections in various and several by-elections across the length and breadth of this country and over a very long period to understand the percentage of turnout and most of the issues that actually result to the percentage of turnout. Now, you can have a by-election in a particular constituency, and if you're not careful, it actually falls on a market day. It actually affects turnout. Now, you can have a by-election in another constituency, and if it falls on a particular day due to some religious obligations, it also affects the turnout. So there are so many issues that actually determines the ultimate turnout of by-elections. And with the peculiar situation within the Ayawaso East constituency, you agree with us that we are in the month of Ramadan, and that entire area is populated by a huge population of Muslims. So it is clear, and usually when people start the Ramadan, somewhere in the middle of Ramadan, maybe in second week, third week, they generally become very weak, the body becomes weak. So even to go out and perform certain duties becomes a difficulty. So for someone to go out and vote, he feels that, well, it's in the month of Ramadan, I just want to stay in my room and pray and remain righteous and remain calm, etc. In addition to that, also, some also were of the view that, oh, Honorable Baba Jama has already won, so even my one vote would not really, add anything to him. So there are so many issues that ultimately lead to the kind of results that you would see. But we are not surprised that we're currently doing about 65%. I personally expect it to go higher, considering the kind of responses that we got going around to campaign. The people of Ayawaso East are very, very happy with the performance of this government. They are very excited with what His Excellency is doing with the economy, what he's doing with the country, what he's doing so far as jobs are concerned, etc. They are very excited about that. And that is why you would see the kind of results that you would see today. I heard my brother saying that, unlike Akwetia, he hasn't seen them constructing roads, he hasn't seen the party doing A, B, C. And that, again, clearly shows that if they were really in Ayawaso East constituency, they would know the actual needs and hear what the people actually wanted in terms of Ayawaso East constituency. Ayawaso East constituency is populated, but in terms of its geographical land size, it's very small. You take from the Nima roundabout all the way to Accra Girls. And you take the other route from the Kanda all the way back to TV3 and back. You realize that most of the major roads in that constituency are already tied. If you take the other route to Berlin Bridge and back to the markets and the roundabout, most of those roads are tied. The only ones left are just maybe the few roads leading to people's houses or the front of their houses. So you realize that Nima is, or Ayawaso East constituency, in terms of most of this infrastructure, is well developed. And most of the things, one of the key issues that actually confronted them when we went around to campaign had to do with their drainages. Most of the drainages are open drainages, and we needed to assure them that there's actually...
Looking to level up your life and business game? Welcome to the #1 podcast for business and self-development, Connected Minds Podcast. Join our host, Derek Abaite, as he...
They were not in the constituency. I'm sure they were running an online campaign in Ayawaso East constituency. If they were on the grounds, they would know the needs and the wants of the people and understand what the issues were in Ayawaso East constituency. So don't try to use, you and I know that in this month of Ramadan, it's very difficult to even people to go to work. Sometimes in the month of Ramadan, people ask for duties. Oh, now we want to do half day, we want to close at 3, just because of the month of Ramadan. So you bear with me. And it's also a working day. Today is Tuesday. So what it actually means that if somebody who has to leave home by 5 a.m. to go to work and will close at 5 p.m., automatically that person is out of the numbers you are speaking about. And it's a weekday, as I said. So many things actually contribute to the factors so far as the turnout is concerned. So my brother, don't come and talk about the government is not performing and we should give Nanado his stone. What stone are we going to give Nanado? Oh my brother, what stone are we going to? In fact, the only stone we give Nanado is the National Cathedral stone that they couldn't use to build. And they said they're bringing one from Israel, a special stone, to be put in the middle of the cathedral. I'm sure that the stone will be waiting for. So please, your party has been booted out. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is performing. The people of this country are happy. They know the country is moving in the right direction. What we expect you to do is to be a very formidable opposition so that you can direct and give us proper propositions and proper suggestions so far as solutions are concerned.
Okay.
Don't pick on the minors and try to make them majors.
We'll come back to you, but then I'm just looking at the data that we have right here in our strong room.